So I wasn't going to make a video today. I was going to take this weekend off, but I just got interviewed by the news here in West Palm Beach. By the way, look how cute this house is. And that's a nice little house. We are here in Flamingo Park, a historic district in downtown West Palm Beach, and all the homes, as you can see around, they are just very charming. I love this neighborhood. Walked through it before. They do a great home show here every once in a while during the holidays, and I mean, they got these 1925, they got the historic plaques on the property, so they're renovating that one. Beautiful old neighborhood, and we're just here, just a little ways from the Intercoastal and downtown West Palm. But I got interviewed by the news about a program called My Safe Florida Home Program, and it's a program, it's a grant here in the state of Florida that allows you to get money for a new roof or impact windows to what they call harden your property, make your property stronger. And what it does is it allows you to help lower your insurance premiums, because the state of Florida is 24% higher than the rest of the nation for homeowners insurance. But so the program basically allows you to apply for a grant. Now, you do got to qualify for it, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But the reason they were interviewing me was over 30,000 people applied for the grant, got to the part where maybe they had their property inspected, and then they just didn't do anything. So the state of Florida has $103 million of this money. Oh, look at this behind me. Isn't that amazing? That's one of my favorite ones, that house. But they have $103 million that is just sitting there waiting for these people who qualify to get it. And so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the program, because if you live in Florida and you have until April 30th, so you have time to do this, and you qualify, you could apply for this grant and maybe get some of that money. It's a great program, as I said. They'll give you money for, partial payment for a roof, right? It doesn't cover the whole roof. It would if it's a shingle roof and it wasn't that big. But again, they'll give you $10,000 and you put up like $5,000 and they'll match back $10,000. So there's $15,000 for a roof. And then you can use that to, either add a roof or impact windows or gutters, basically everything to make your home more hurricane proof and safer. And again, you're adding value to the property. Man, this is one of the best. This is probably one of the best neighborhoods around here. There's a lot of old historic neighborhoods down here, El Cid and Flamingo, but I really like this one. It's just the homes, they've done a great job here. So the program called My Safe Florida was started back in 2006. It didn't really pick up and really start getting talked about a lot until 2022, right around when the insurance problems started to really affect everybody here in Florida. As I said, it started in 2006, and initially anyone could qualify for it. It didn't matter what your home was worth or your income. And the way it would work is you would call, you would say, sign up for the program, and then if you got the form and filled it out, you would have someone inspect your house. You'd have to get an inspection done, and you would say, okay, well, maybe we need a new roof, or we need impact windows. And you would put up $5,000, and they would give you a $10,000 grant. And then you could go and do this upgrade to your property, harden it, as they like to say. And then you go and reapply for your insurance after that's done, and hopefully get a lower insurance quote. On average, it saves people about $1,000 a year on their homeowner's insurance. They changed it, and so now you do have to qualify. And the way it works now is if you are low income, right? So people who make 80% or less of the median income for whatever county in Florida you live in, for whatever that number is for your county. For Palm Beach County, I think it's around $82,000. You get the first 30 days to apply. So they open this up in April, and you apply, and the first 30 days are locked out to the low income and seniors, right? Because they need the help the most, right? After the 30 days, it opens up to the rest of the moderate income, those people that make 120% of the median income per that county. And the lower income people don't have to do the one-to-one. They don't have to put in the $5,000 up front. They can just qualify for a $10,000 grant. And if you're not low income, if you're the moderate income, then you do have to put the initial $5,000 up front, and then they'll grant you $10,000. So still, you're getting something, and you're saving quite a bit of money there to put like a new roof on. And again, you can see like this house has a metal roof, which is a little bit more money. Or here's a asphalt comp shingle, and then you see a lot of barrel tile roofs. So it's going to depend, how much it helps you will depend on the type of roof you're getting and the size of the house. I looked up to try to get some quotes, and for like a 1,600 square foot house in Boynton Beach, they were saying for like a comp shingle, anywhere between $6,000 and $11,000. Again, that's just going on Google, folks. Don't quote me on that. I could be completely wrong. That's just what Google said. And then it had a little bit more for metal, and then for like comp shingle, it went up to like I think $40,000 to $54,000. So, but still, if you were able to get $10,000 off that, that would certainly help, right? I'm not going to turn $10,000 down, are you? Now, one of the caveats to it is that your house can't be insurable for more than $700,000. So, I know someone who went through this program. They applied. They said it took quite a few months to, the process. They said, we're reviewing it. Then they had an inspector come out. The inspector came out, looked at the property, and then they waited. They waited a couple more months, and then they were denied. And she said she was denied because her property was valued at more than $700,000. So, again, it's a grant, folks. It's from the state, so it's not going to be for everybody. If your house is worth more than $700,000, then maybe you can afford a new roof. So, I'm not saying you can. That's just what the state of Florida says. So, but the program, as I said, usually the money gets taken up real quick, very similar to the Hometown Heroes program, the mortgage program that we'll talk about in the future. But that's a great program, and that comes out in July every year, and it's usually gone by the end of July, all the funds. But this program, the same way. It comes out, and a lot of people will apply for it and use up the funds. But in the news today, they said that there was $103,000, which is about 10,300 grants, right, that could be going out to Florida homeowners. And so they said they're waiting to see if they finish their application, because some of them maybe just they didn't finish their application and they never got the money. Maybe some of them just didn't continue it and they just gave up on it. So not sure. We'll see. But that's what the news was. Well, here, take a look at the clip right here.
About 10,000 homeowners across the state are in this boat, still waiting for money that never came. That's according to CFO Jimmy Petronas, who says it's because they never completed the process.
Realtor Paul Lykins, who's had clients apply, tells me it's simply a lack of knowledge.
I think just education, getting the word out, because a lot of people don't know about it. You asked, do I talk about it? It's amazing how many people, when I ask, hey, have you heard this program? They go, no, we didn't know that. So, and it's been around a while. It's just, I think people just don't know it's there, and if they do, maybe they don't know all the details. By the way, that was my very first news interview. I hope I did good. I was a little bit nervous. But so that's what they're looking at, is why these people didn't finish the process to get that money for that grant. And so they're trying to get those people to do that. But there was also a whole bunch of people who applied that missed out or wanted to, but they couldn't because the money was taken. And so the Governor DeSantis is trying to see if they can get another $590 million to help the 45,000 other residents who didn't get it, and I guess the 10,000 new applications. So again, they are trying to do some things to help people here in the state of Florida for homeowners. I think this is a great program. Anytime you can improve your house, the quality of your house, the strength of your house, making it more hurricane proof, is obviously going to help you with insurance, and more importantly, it's going to increase the value of your house. Impact windows, new roof. I'm out working with buyers this week. We looked at properties yesterday, and first thing I look at on my little sheet of paper is the roof. How old is that roof? So I need to know, because they're financing, and if the roof's too old and they can't get any life on it, if it doesn't have 5 years of life left on it, and then they're not going to get an insurance binder, and that deal's dead. The loan's not going to happen. So I look at that, but then, when we see things like impact windows, new roof, AC, all the other stuff, that's nice too. But a new roof and windows, that's great. That's savings on your insurance and great resale value. Looks like they tore one down. They're putting up a brand new one right here, which happens a lot in these neighborhoods. Look at that one with the little crest moon, isn't that cool? Yeah, it's just a neat neighborhood. All these homes, they have character. They're just so much better than cookie cutter. But they do take some money to keep them in shape and bring them up to this type of quality. By the way, when I said 45,000 other people who were applying for it, those are the people who applied last year, and then time ran out because the money ran out. So they were in the process of getting wind mitigation reports, is what one of the reports you have to get done. So they were in the process of getting that done, and then the funds disappeared because they were, I guess, all used up. So that's when I said that Governor DeSantis was trying to get maybe $590 million to help cover the 45,000 people that kind of got the shaft, and then the other 10,000 of the new people who applied. So we'll see what happens with that. You know, they're in Tallahassee now. We'll see what things get approved and don't get approved. Hopefully they approve that, because it would be beneficial for all the homeowners here in Florida who qualify for it. So the program comes out, as I said, in April. That's when they start taking applications. So, you know, if it's something you're interested in, go check it out. Look at My Safe Florida Home. And listen, if you can qualify for it and you're a homeowner here in the state of Florida, I don't know if you have to be a primary resident or an investor. I think you may have to be primary. That's something you might want to look into. But either way, it's a great program to help you, you know, save some money and improve the quality of your home, and, you know, as I said, lower your insurance premium if possible. So anyway, I wanted to do a quick short video for y'all today. Nothing too long. Hope you guys appreciate it. As always, like, subscribe, keep the channel growing. We're almost to 28,000 subscribers, and I want to get to that 30,000. And hey, if you want more videos about other things going on here in South Florida, leave a comment down below and tell me what you would like to see me make a video about. And that's it. Hope you guys have a great Easter, great spring break, all that good stuff. And as always, wherever you are in the world, I'm in Flamingo Park. Get out and enjoy paradise. Talk to you next week.